Sai Ram. Most of us would have heard of Emperor Parikshit. He was the grandson of the great and valorous Pandavas, and he inherited from them the entire empire that they had won through the war at Kurukshetra. He was a fair and just ruler, and everybody in the empire was happy with him. But all of that changed because of one strange set of circumstances, because of which Emperor Parikshit was cursed to die by snake bite in a span of just 1 week. When he got to know this, what he did is truly inspiring and amazing. He did not get fear, he did not panic, he did not get tense or worried. Instead, he immediately decided that he had to work on the most important priorities of life. He renounced everything, family, possessions, the entire empire, and walked out in ochre robes. He went and sought refuge at the feet of a great sage, Shukamuni, and asked him to tell the stories of the Lord. It is Emperor Parikshit's gift to whole humanity that we have the Srimad Bhagavatam or the Bhagavata Purana, the stories, the wonderful Leelas of Lord Shri Krishna. That is how he spent the last 7 days of his life, knowing that this is the most important in life. Everything else is at best a distraction. Now, whenever I would hear stories like these, I would wonder whether such noble souls were restricted only to the bygone era, or are there such devotees and souls amongst us even today? Have you heard of KEC International Limited? It is an Indian multinational company that is the second largest manufacturer of electric transmission towers in India. It is also among the world's largest companies manufacturing electric transmission towers, along with being an EPC company or engineering, procurement and construction companies. Now, why I am telling you this is because the KEC in the name of this company stand for Kamani Engineering Corporation, and this company is just one among the several group companies of the Kamani family that was started by Ramji Hansraj Kamani or R.H. Kamani. This entire empire established by Ramji Hansraj Kamani was inherited by his eldest son Poonam Chand Ramji Kamani or P.R.Kamani. Now, dear brothers and sisters, this Poonam Chand Ramji Kamani, P.R.Kamani, is the protagonist of our story. Mr. Poonam Chand Kamani and his wife Sumitra were dedicated and devoted to Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. They loved Swami and considered him as their all. You know, brother Naveen Patel, who was among the earliest batches of students of Swami at Bangalore, he recalls how Mr. Poonam Chand Kamani and his wife would come as normal, ordinary devotees without announcing themselves, without any fanfare, without any kind of show. In fact, on a couple of occasions, Swami himself pointed out to the students, especially Mr. Naveen Patel, and said, "See, Poonam Chand, Poornachandra has come, call him in." Yes, that is one more interesting thing. Swami would always call him Poornachandra. Poonam, the word stands for the full moon night, and Chand is nothing but the moon, and therefore Swami would call him in the Sanskrit way of the full moon, which is Poornachandra. Swami always referred to him as Poornachandra, and Swami would say, "Call Poornachandra in." In fact, if you look at the Diana Baskin's book, The Divine Memories with Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, in that she writes of Mr. P.R.Kamani as Poornachandra Kamani only. In fact, she didn't even know that he is Poonam Chand Kamani because Swami would always call him Poornachandra. As I said, he was an epitome of humility because he was greatly devoted to Swami and his heart was pledged to him. In fact, during the first ever summer course, the students recollect how Mr. Poonam Chand Kamani, Poornachandra Kamani, came and worked and did service at the summer course. He did all kinds of jobs, including cleaning the restrooms and toilets. That spoke volumes about the humility of this man and the love that he had for Bhagwan. Swami too had immense love and respect for such a great devotee. Dear brothers and sisters, just as we say that a devotee is in search of God, Swami would say, Vetukuchunnanu nenu, Vetukuchunnanu. I am searching. The Lord is in search of a devotee, and therefore when he finds a gem of a devotee, he will also love him, shower him with all love, and hold him in high respect. On the 1st of January 1971, when Swami was in Bombay, Swami visited and inaugurated a new community hall built by Mr. Poornachandra Kamani at Kurla. And there in his discourse, he spoke very highly of the entire Kamani family. He exhorted all the workers to remain united and work, forgetting all differences. Swami emphasized on the importance of all the 5 aspects coming together. What are the 5 aspects? Agricultural, industrial, mercantile, political and administrative. All these have to work together, with each one being equally important. Swami said nobody is less important, nobody is more important. In fact, as you can see, the Kamani family has set up electric transmission towers across the country. But for these towers to function well, every nut and bolt and every wire should be working in perfect condition. Otherwise, it will not be possible. And therefore, all of you are very important. Nobody is high, nobody is low. Work in that spirit of work is worship and duty is God. This was only to the Kamani factory, Kamani industry workers, employees and officers. Swami, that was the dedication and love that Swami had for the Kamani family, especially Mr. Poonam Chand Kamani. As I said, this was on the 1st of January 1971. But as the year ended and the 1st of January 1972 came, Swami once again was with Mr. Poonam Chand Kamani and his family. This time it was at Whitefield, Brindavan. And that day, Swami told Diana Baskin and all her family members, along with the family members of the Kamani family, to be ready. This is an incident that has been recorded by Diana Baskin in her book, Divine Memories of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Swami said we will all go to the riverbed. In fact, he called Colonel Jogarao and he said, find a nice spot where we can all sit and have a picnic. And therefore, that evening they all set out and went to the sands of this river. And when Colonel Jogarao showed the spot that he had selected, Swami seemed a little not so happy. He said, oh, there isn't enough sand over here. And Diana Baskin was wondering, why does Swami want sand? What is he going to do? Along with that wonderment also came that anticipation that hey, something exciting is going to happen. Sure enough, as Swami sat on the sand with everybody around him, both the families and also some of the students that had accompanied Swami, Swami began to make a small platform on the sand. He leveled it and then started making a mound of sand on it. And then with his finger he began to make a few drawings. Having made the drawings and being satisfied, he put his 2 fingers inside and pulled out a brass urn. And then Swami said, Amritam. Amritam meaning nectar, ambrosia, that divine liquid which is supposed to confer immortality on all those who drink it. And Swami tried to open that urn. It seemed to have a very tight cap. Swami also said it's so tight. But then he opened it and there was that liquid, fragrant. Everybody could smell that fragrance. And Swami asked, does anybody have a spoon? Immediately people started searching for the spoon. Some of the men even got up and ran trying to locate a spoon. Swami just smiled, waved his hand and created a silver spoon. Dear brothers and sisters, many times it appears as if we are helping Swami in his mission. We are getting a spoon that he has asked for. But that is just an opportunity that the Lord creates to give us a chance to interact with him and a chance to sanctify our own lives. Everything he wants with just his sankalpa, everything that he needs and wants is already there. we are nimitta matram, we are only instruments, and we should always remember that, then possibly we will be able to attain the kind of humility that Mr. Poonam Chand Kamani had. Now Swami asked for a glass, a tumbler, and that was given to him. Swami poured the Amritam from that urn into the tumbler, and then with the spoon began to put this into the mouths of all the devotees, all these people, and blessed was the family, the Kamani family and the family of Diana Baskin to receive this blessing. Of course, blessed were all those students too who received this Amritam, and even as Swami was doing this, they started bhajans. It was a surreal atmosphere. Bhajans charging the whole place, Swami's presence and Amritam being distributed. At the end of it, Swami asks Joel, Diana Baskin's husband, to get back that urn and fill the remaining Amrit in the glass back into the urn. Much to everybody's amazement, can you believe it, that Amritam again fills back the urn to the brim. It's almost like nothing has been consumed. Yes, if Amritam is going to make everyone immortal, naturally it itself has to be immortal, right? It goes on multiplying. So the urn filled it, and Swami again tightened it and told him, you keep it safe, I'll take it from you later. And that was a session on the sands there, after which Swami did another materialization, a beautiful materialization. Once again made a platform in the sand, a mound, did some drawings, and then out came a beautiful image, a statue. Not a single statue, it was a structure in which there was Rama, Sita, Lakshmana and Hanuman in gold. And this Swami gave to Mr. Poonam Chand Kamani and his wife Sumitra and told them to keep it and worship it. Along with that, Swami gave an advice which possibly took everybody by surprise. Swami told Mr. Poornachandra Kamani to wind up all his businesses, his involvement in the businesses. Swami said, you give your responsibilities to your brothers. Let go of everything. It is time to wind it up. And the devotee that he was, he didn't even question Swami. He didn't ask why, nothing. See, he wasn't even 60 years of age by then. Usually 60 years is considered as the age for retirement. Being born in 1918, in 1972, he was in his early 50s. And yet, when Swami said this, he said, yes Swami, I will do it. And to his credit, it must be said that the moment he left Swami's physical presence and went back to Bombay, he started this entire process of handing over the entire group of companies to his brothers and others in the family. The whole process, because this is a huge empire, it takes a lot of time. It took months. At the end of those several months, he called for an extraordinarily huge meeting, gathering of all the people in the companies, and he announced his decision to leave. Having done that, he asked them to promise him that they would support his brothers and other family members with the same love, devotion and dedication with which they had supported him. And once they promised that, very peacefully he went back to his office. The last day at office it was going to be. He closed his eyes and in his mind he said, Swami, I am coming to you. As you have said, I have wound up everything. No more duties left, no more responsibilities left when it comes to the companies. I want to come to you. Dear brothers and sisters, even as he made this prayer, he lay down on the shoulder of his wife Sumitra ji, who was sitting beside him. And that was the last breath he took. At that very moment, Swami in Prashant Nilayam was with the governor, and Swami told the governor, Kamani has come, Kamani has come. Possibly the governor did not understand, but this was the beautiful merger of a soul in the Lord, and it happened because of his implicit obedience, complete faith, complete surrender and trust in Swami. All of this which were rewards of his devotion and love for Swami. Swami meets Kutumbarao, who was taking care of all the affairs of the ashram back then, and he tells him, Poornachandra has come. Poornachandra has come. This was during the Dasara, October 1972. The Yagnam had begun, and when Swami said this, Mr. Kutumbarao went rushing to find out where is Mr. Poornachandra Kamani, because Swami is calling him. He thought that he had possibly come to Prashanti Nilayam. He didn't understand at that point in time that he had become one with Swami, that Swami and Poornachandra were no longer different. 5 days later, on the 17th of October 1972, as recorded in the Sathya Sai Speaks, Swami decided to immortalize this wonderful, humble and beautiful devotee of his. In front of a packed gathering for Vijay Dashmi, Swami said, towards the end of his discourse, we are all seated in this magnificent hall which was built by a great devotee, a devotee whose name is Poornachandra. And Swami said, in honor of that devotee has been so wonderful. You see the sun and the moon, irrespective of the clouds in the sky, they rise every day and they set every day. They do their duty sincerely. This devotee is of that kind. His adherence to duty and love for Swami were ultimate. Irrespective of what happened around, he would always be there to serve. He would always do his duty. He was not just about doing duty with love. In fact, his love for Swami was beyond duty. His mind was complete and wholesome like the Poornachandra. And that is why on this day, I wish to name this hall as the Poornachandra Auditorium. Of course, it was a magnificent acknowledgement from the Lord about the love and devotion of the devotee. This hall at that point in time was the largest pillarless auditorium, a marvel in Asia. But this hall also was a contribution of Mr. Poonam Chand Kamani. He, with all humility, requested Swami to allow him to replace the small shed there with a hall which was befitting the avatar of the age. And he did this whole thing silently. Coincidentally, the chief contractor who was employed to construct this hall, this auditorium, his name too was Poornachandra. Well, Emperor Parikshit, when he got to know that his end was near, gave up everything, renounced everything for God. In that sense, Mr. Poornachandra Kamani is so magnificent. Even without knowing that his end is near, at the behest of the Lord, without a second thought, without even a moment's thought, he just implicitly obeyed what Swami said and became a renunciate. He gave up everything. No wonder Swami told that Kamani has come. In fact, even in that discourse on the 17th of October 1972, Swami mentions how Mr. Kamani, Mr. Poonam Chand Kamani, Poornachandra, Swami's Poornachandra has become one with him. Dear Swami, we know that however bright the full moon is, it is nothing but the reflected light of the sun. May our lives too become Poornam or complete, and may it be effulgent like the moon, and may the effulgence be nothing but a reflection of your glory, of your effulgence, just like the moon reflects the sun's effulgence. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.